This video took 400 hours to produce and is 25 minutes long. From the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors all the way to the founding of New China, we will meticulously sort out the 5,000-year historical outline of China, letting you read through Chinese history in one go. 1.7 million years ago, Yuanmou Man in Yunnan had already learned to hunt and gather. They are the earliest ancestors within China's borders. Time flies. Years go by quickly. From Lantian in Shaanxi to Zhoukoudian in Beijing, from the Yellow River basin to the Yangtze River basin, the ancestors of Huaxia were searching and moving forward in the darkness. Until the appearance of Sui Ren, the fire maker, who lit the first fire of the Huaxia civilization, allowing our ancestors to completely break free from the era of eating raw meat and blood. From then on, the flames of Huaxia civilization lived on and spread endlessly. 5,000 years ago, the ancestor of humanity, the Yellow Emperor, united with the Yan Emperor to defeat Qi at Zhuolu, and a unified Huaxia civilization began to emerge. From then on, we could proudly call ourselves descendants of Yan and Huang. In the centuries that followed, the position of tribal leader was always held by those with ability. Yao abdicated to Shun, and Shun in turn abdicated to Yu. In the era of Yu, floods raged, and the people were displaced and homeless. Facing the flood, Westerners chose the help of God, building Noah's Ark to save themselves. The Chinese, however, chose to face destiny directly. Yu the Great controlled the waters. For 13 years, through cold and heat, Yu passed his home 3 times without entering. He led the people to excavate the Longmen, dredge the 9 provinces, and lead the floodwaters eastward into the sea, eventually succeeding in water control. Due to his merit in flood control, Emperor Shun abdicated the throne to Yu the Great. About 4,000 years ago, Yu the Great convened a meeting of vassal lords at Tushan, where there were 10,000 states holding jade and silk. This marked the emergence of China's first slave-owning dynasty in history, the Xia Dynasty in history. After Yu the Great died, his son Qi of Xia destroyed the tradition of the abdication system, and Chinese history entered the era of hereditary rule. After Qi of Xia died, Tai Kong lost the state, and Hou Yi replaced Xia. The Xia Dynasty entered a 40-year interregnum, and it wasn't until the restoration of Shaokang, who defeated Han Zhuo, that the Xia Dynasty was restored. When it came to the time of Xia ruler Kong Jia worshipped spirits and gods, engaged in licentious and disorderly acts, and the vassal lords rebelled against him, leading the Xia Dynasty toward decline. When it came to the last ruler, Jie of Xia, he built extravagant palaces like the Qing Palace and decorated the Yao Terrace, indulging in extravagance and debauchery, which led to the suffering of the people under heaven. The Shang tribe in the east began to rise at this time. Aided by Yi Yin, the leader of the Shang tribe, Shang Tang campaigned 11 times and was invincible under heaven. In the Battle of Mingtiao, Shang Tang destroyed the Xia Dynasty and established the Shang Dynasty, accomplishing the first dynastic change in Chinese history. After Shang Tang died, his sons succeeded one another, forming the brother succession system unique to the Shang Dynasty. But this also set the stage for later turmoil in the Shang Dynasty. After the disorder of the 9 generations, King Pangang moved the capital to Yin to consolidate royal power and revitalize the Shang Dynasty. Later generations generally referred to the Shang Dynasty as Yin Shang or Shang Yin. During the reign of King Wu Ding, the Shang Dynasty's national power reached its peak. The oracle bone inscriptions unearthed at the Yin Ruins in Henan mostly date from this period. However, after Wu Ding, the succeeding Shang kings all grew up in comfort, unaware of the hardships of farming, and spent their days drinking and feasting, leading to the daily decline of the Shang Dynasty. When it came to the last ruler, King Zhou, his unbridled debauchery and cruel taxation caused many vassal lords to rebel across the land. At this time, the Zhou tribe in the Wei River basin began to rise. In the time of Ji Chang, King Wen, the people of Zhou already harbored intentions to overthrow the Shang. By the time of Ji Fa, King Wu, the Zhou people already controlled 2/3 of the land under heaven, forming a position of superiority over the Shang Dynasty. In the Battle of Mingtiao, King Zhou of Shang burned himself at Chaogui, and the Shang Dynasty perished. King Wu, Ji Fa, established the Zhou Dynasty's foundation for 800 years. Because its capital was Haojing, later generations generally referred to it as Western Zhou. After the Zhou dynasty was established, it began to reward mergicious officials and extensively enfeoffed vassal lords to act as a protective screen for Zhou. After King Wu of Zhou died, King Cheng was young, and Quan Shu and Sai Shu took the opportunity to rebel, which was the Rebellion of the Three Guards. Subsequently, Duke of Zhou led an army eastward to quell the Great Rebellion. The Zhou dynasty entered a period of stable development. During the rule of Cheng and Kong, the Zhou dynasty's national power reached its peak. The world was peaceful, and punishments were rarely used for over 40 years. 100 years later, King Li of Zhou implemented a monopoly policy, leading to the Guan Rebellion, revolt of the Guo Ren, and a governance crisis appeared in the Zhou dynasty. After the Konghe Regency, King Xuan of Zhou succeeded to the throne. Although King Xuan had the ambition for a revival, the national situation improved slightly. But after his son, King You of Zhou, succeeded to the throne, he was addicted to wine and lust, favored Bao Si, unilaterally deposed the crown prince, and tricked the vassal lords with beacon fires just to make his beauty Bao Si smile. Marquis of Sen allied with the Quan Rong and attacked Haojing, and Western Zhou perished. In 770 BC, King Ping of Zhou moved the capital eastward to Hou Yi, and the Eastern Zhou period began. Later generations generally referred to the first half of the Eastern Zhou period as the Spring and Autumn period, and the second half as the Warring States period. During the Eastern Zhou period, the royal house was in decline. Power fell into the hands of others, and the vassal lords fought each other. In the early Spring and Autumn period, Duke Zhuang of Zheng dominated the vassal lords, ushering in the era of Spring and Autumn hegemony. Subsequently, aided by Guanzhong, Duke Wan of Qi gathered 9 times and united the world, becoming the first hegemon of the Spring and Autumn period. After Duke Wan of Qi died, Duke Xiang of Song attempted to dominate, but in the Battle of Hong Shui, he was thoroughly defeated by the state of Chu. Duke Wen of Jin, who had been in exile for more than 20 years among the vassal lords, returned to his state and succeeded to the throne. In the Battle of Chengpu, the Jin army retreated 3 stages but decisively defeated the Chu army, making Duke Wen of Jin the second hegemon of the Spring and Autumn period. After the state of Jin achieved dominance, the state of Chu was unconvinced, and the two countries immediately began a hegemonic war that lasted for more than 80 years. During this period, Duke Mu of Qin worked hard to govern and annex 20 states, dominated the Western Rong. When King Zhuang of Chu succeeded to the throne, he astonished the world with a single outcry and sought to dominate the central lands. After the Battle of Yan, the momentum of the state of Chu temporarily surpassed that of Jin. But the state of Jin was unwilling to relinquish the hegemon's throne, and the two countries constantly waged war to seize Zheng and Song. Finally, mediated by the state of Song, the two peace conferences ended the Jin-Chu rivalry for dominance. After the central lands were stabilized, the state of Wu in the southeast began another hegemonic war, taking advantage of Chu's internal and external troubles. King Heru of Wu, aided by Wuzi's